Hello again and welcome back to the studio.
When you're low on time or energy, an easy low-effort prep and cleanup time is essential. So I thought that I would share 8 things that I do to save time and energy for painting. And at the end of the video, I'll also share my no-fuss cleanup routine. I paint all my small studies on A5 paper, which I keep in a box next to my easel. I also paint on toned paper. Having the paper toned beforehand speeds up the painting process, as the middle values are already there. Even if I leave a few gaps between brush strokes, that background will peep through and unify the painting. If you would like to make some toned paper of your own, there is a link in the description box to a video I made explaining that process. I use a limited palette of colors for my studies, and a limited palette means less time wasted choosing colors, and it also achieves color harmony. Another benefit of a limited palette is I get to know the colors really well and how they work together. I've learned to keep my brushes and my paints on a tray next to my easel. This saves me time hunting for things before I can start painting. Before I start painting, I look at the reference and I pre-mix some colors that I think would be useful for that study. Pre-mixing the colors saves time during the painting process because I don't have to stop to keep mixing the colors that I need. It really only takes a minute or two, but it saves so much time in the end. When I'm ready to paint, I choose the biggest brush possible for each section. A big brush means I can fill in the area more quickly and spend less time on brush strokes. I usually paint for about 15 to 20 minutes at a time. Shorter painting sessions are quicker and take less energy too. After the painting session, I have a quick, no-fuss cleanup routine. I simply wipe my brushes on some paper towel to remove the excess paint and then pop them in a jar of vegetable oil. If I have a lot of paint left over at the end, I store it for future use. I put the cool colors on one palette, the warm colors on another palette, and I pop them both in a container to store them for later. If I'm using oil paints, I'll pop that container in the freezer. And if I'm using acrylic paints, I'll just put in a little bit of dampened paper with it and close the lid. This also means that I won't have to mix as many colors on the next painting session. And finally, I always use a glass palette so that I can use a scraper to clean it off effortlessly and quickly. You could also use disposable paper palettes if you preferred. Thank you so much for watching this video on a quick, low-effort way to start a painting session. I hope the information was useful to you and that you can add some of these to your own painting routine. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.